Before we get into the race today, something a little bit different. By now, it won't have escaped anyone's attention that a global pandemic is occurring, with thousands of innocent people losing their lives every day to coronavirus. This disease has essentially stopped life as we know it for the majority of the world's population, including, very dearly to all of us, the world of motorsport. Now, while this is rather insignificant in the grand scheme of things, I'm sure we're all missing it tremendously. So we are incredibly lucky that our series is virtual and can continue to take place. Our aim today is to provide some excellent and highly entertaining commentary, as usual, over what we hope is a brilliant race to hopefully provide a little bit of light and relief to you in these most unprecedented of times. But in the real world, please keep yourselves indoors, follow your government's guidelines and minimise contact with other people. I know for some of you that isn't possible, in which case please ensure that you take all of the necessary precautions. Check on your friends and family, give them a call or FaceTime them, and I'm sure I speak for all of us when I say I am happy to listen and try and help if I can if anyone is worried or concerned. Above all, please continue to be kind and stay safe. We'll all come through this together. Hello and welcome to round one of the 2020 Formula Virtual World Championship here from Oyama, Japan. My name's Bradley Downton and I'll be joined today by Lilly Westwood.
Konnichiwa.
And Robert Mathshaw down in the pit lane.
Hello there.
Today then, the drivers will be tackling 67 laps of this 4.563 kilometre circuit. Adrian Simon holds the lap record from 2018, where Klaas van Snelheid won, but Simon won last year. Can he replicate that today? Let's take a look through the grid then. And well, Adrian Simon lines up second alongside his teammate. It's Enrique Ruiz on pole for his Mathshaw Porsche debut. The two Mathshaw Porsche cars locking out the front row as many expected. Most drivers are on the soft tyres. Klaas van Snelheid starts from third, makes a break from that. He is on the extra sauce. He has out-qualified teammate Nathaniel Powers in the first race of 2020. Is that a sign of things to come? Johan Halvorsen lines up fifth. One of only two cars on the hard tyres, the other is his teammate. Brave gamble there from North Star. We'll see how that one goes today. Alar Kanga out-qualifies his teammate Elroy Wagner and starts sixth. The two firsts line up on row 4. Felix Perez, also on the extra softs like Klaas was, ahead of Will Hoskins. Hunter Ryan and Elroy Wagner himself round out the top 10. Ryan is another one on the extra sauce. So those three, him, Perez and Klaas van Snelheid, will be looking to come through the field early on. Alar Kanga, meanwhile, is the lead runner on the medium tyres up at the front. 11th and 12th, we've got Zuranas and Alvarez. And behind them, the two Ingram Jaguars, Vasquez and Matson. Matson being the second driver in the field on the medium tyres. So keep an eye on him and how well he can come through the pack or at least hold on as the others pit then. Gabriele Garcia starts from 15th on those hard tyres. Alongside him, Lewis Ellington, another runner on the mediums. Ellington, another one we'll be keeping an eye on then. Nikolai Milkovic, 17th on the extra softs. Milkovic will be one who will be coming through early on then. Look out for overtakes there from that Chima. He's got his teammate alongside. Timo Kinnaman lines up in 18th. Completing the top 20, Thierry Zylander and Puccio Giordano. Zylander a long way behind his teammate. Puccio Giordano, though, out-qualifying his on their first race together in the Westwood cars. Marcus Thunder beats Carson Davenport for the first time in 2020. He is 21st on the grid alongside Felix Bayer. Carl Beckenbauer lines up 23rd ahead of Nick Addison, who leads the Franklin battle. Both Franklins will be on the medium tyres today, so again running long. Along the back row of the grid, we've got Carson Davenport and Enzo Dominicali. So as we go down to the grid then, we've got Enrique Ruiz in pole position, teammate Adrian Simon alongside in second. The light sequence begins and the engine notes rise. Are you ready for Formula Virtual in 2020? Because the lights go out now and we're racing in Oyama. It's Enrique Ruiz who gets away from pole, but it's Adrian Simon who looks as though he's got the better start then. On the outside coming down into turn 1, Ruiz defends the inside line and he does indeed hold the lead then. Simon second, Klaas van Snelheid slots into third ahead of his teammate Nathaniel Powers. Kanga is up past Johan Halvorsen into 5th.
That was a pretty mental start there, but both teammates giving each other enough space, enough respect. Obviously, we're gearing up some good fights between these two this season, and so far things have started off well.
Yeah, absolutely then. Ruiz, who leads the two Porsche Mattershall cars, already looking as though they're trying to make a break from it. The gap, though, forming between Klaas van Snelheid and Nathaniel Powers, 3rd and 4th, while there looks to be quite a train already stacking up behind Felix Perez. As down the inside of Will Hoskins goes Hunter Ryan.
That was a pretty mad move there. He just saw his opportunity on those fresher, no, not fresher, softer, extra softs, and yeah, he's taken the place nice and cleanly.
Yeah, and Ryan then in the Ocelot goes up into 8th, and that's a position made for him off the start, while his teammate has lost one to the Phoenix of Sergio Alvarez.
Ooh, I'm just looking at the drivers on the left-hand side, Bradley. Milkovic with a pretty stunning start, up in 14th position after lap 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Great going there then for the Russian in the Chima, as Klaas van Snelheid absolutely stalking the two Porsche Matterschalls down into turn 1. But it's Adrian Simon who looks to make the move down the inside of his teammate Enrique Ruiz. The two of them are side by side already on just the 2nd lap of the season, and it's Simon who goes through.
Bloody hell, perfectly judged and executed. He saw the gap, saw the door open, and he just walked right through it. Said, thank you very much, Enrique.
Absolutely did. And Ruiz now suddenly straight on the back foot and having to defend from Klaas van Snelheid.
Yeah, so not a perfect start to this race for Ruiz. After obviously winning the driver's title last season, he's going to be hoping to assert his dominance in this first race. It's all going to be very much a mind game, I think, between these two this season.
Absolutely. Behind them as well, I noticed down into turn 1, Felix Perez, there he is, got past Alar Kanga, and Hunter Ryan is through on Johan Halverson, who already after just a lap and a half seems to be a bit of a cork in the bottle. He's already 2 seconds back from Ryan, and he's holding up Will Hoskins.
Yeah, Halverson, on those hard tyres, they're just not switching on for him yet. He's going to have to work really hard to work up some temperature. Wow, I really messed that one up.
Oh, of course. Yeah, so Kanga's on the medium, so the tyres then really showing quite crucially already. Is on board with Ruiz then down the pit straight. He's gone to the outside of his teammate. Ruiz looking to take back the lead. Will he go around the outside of turn 1 on Adrian Simon?
Oh,
he's going to try it. He's absolutely going to try it, but Simon is there and Simon holds him off, and Klaas is ever present, and you get the feeling he's waiting as it's Nathaniel Powers who sets the fastest lap. I think that's just because he's the only one in some sort of clearette. Now Perez takes it.
Yeah, no, Perez on those extra soft tyres is now chased down the battle. We've got a 5-car train for the lead, because the front two will not stop scrapping into turn 1 every lap. They're holding each other up, and that could prove costly if they're not careful. Absolutely.
I don't think anyone expected this in the pre-season. I don't think we expected the two Porsche Matterschalls, I'll get it out in the end, will to be essentially holding up the field, but they have got through, as that is... here we go then, on board with the Meteor of Lewis Ellington. What happened here? He went down the inside of Matson and just misjudged that one a little.
Yeah, just seemed to have a little moment of oversteer there, had to correct, and that just sent him in the side pod of that Ingram Jaguar there, and that sent him all the way to the back of the grid.
Yeah, where he's almost joined by Felix Bayer, who's had a pretty miserable start, and he's down to 23rd. The two Meteors then sandwiching the Franklin duo.
Yeah, and I think we've got a note on that little incident there in pit lane. Rob, what you got for us there?
Yeah, it looked like the anti-stall was coming in.
Oh, sorry, I'm just going to cut across you there, Rob. Felix Perez down the inside of Nathaniel Powers into turn 1, and Perez on the extra soft tyres goes up to 4th.
Naughty boy, very well done. Sorry about that, Rob, carry on.
Yeah, no problem. It's I was just saying that it looked like the anti-stall on Ellington's car came in there, which explains a bit of a juddery getaway. But what a start to the season we've had here, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty mental as Alvarez tries to have a look at Halverson, who's lost positions to Hoskins and Wagner. Meanwhile, thinking that's an Ocelot being overtaken by James Vasquez. Zveronas. Zveronas. Oh, that's much easier. Zveronas.
You're trying to add more letters in.
But he manages to take the place back. But now we've got the Chima of Milkovic diving up the inside, and he goes right. He's not going to take both of them, is he? Surely not. Oh! Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant move there then from Nikolai Milkovic, who goes up now into 12th place.
I apologise there. I got a bit overexcited, but that was pretty stunning driving there from the Russian. Yeah, we've got what looks like a little tow going on now. Enrique Ruiz chasing down his teammate Adrian Simon. He pulls to the inside for turn 1. He sent it. I don't think Simon's got enough to fight back with on that outside line. This is allowing Klaas to possibly sniff out an opportunity. Yeah, Ruiz takes back the lead of the V-Prix on lap 5.
Yeah, he certainly does. And Felix Perez right there with them as well now.
Yeah, he's going to be looking for, you know, his own invitation to this tasty little scrap.
These guys on the extra softs, though, will need to be getting past Simon and Ruiz. Let's not forget. So the two Mathershaw Porsches up front are on the soft tyres. Klaas and Perez will be pitting more times than them on the extra softs. They need to get ahead and start pulling out a gap.
Yeah, they definitely do. Otherwise, oh, as we got Giordano going up the inside here of that Thunder. Yeah,
It is
Lucas.
Marcus Thunder.
Trying to hold it around the outside, maybe. I don't think there's going to be enough grip there for him.
Yeah, I think Thunder should hold that one because he's got the
Yeah.
inside line to the next corner as well.
Yeah, definitely. And Thunder does. Oh no, Giordano keeps his nose in though. Yeah, that's position held for Thunder. It's a great racing all up and down the field then.
Yeah, absolutely is then. I think it's definitely one of the closest fields we've seen coming into a season.
Yeah.
So I think we are going to see this all year. As here we go then, on board with Klaas van Snelheid. In the slipstream of Adrian Simon down into turn 1. Has he got enough to be able to pull out and make the move? No, I don't think he does.
Backs out. No, I think perhaps obviously he's seen that maybe he's. I don't know what I'm trying to
We've
say
got
here.
a move
But
going on
Alvarez
further
goes
behind
up
though.
the side.
Sergio Alvarez on Johan Halverson then, down the inside and surely up and into 10th place in the years. And Halverson then, having started 5th in just over 5 laps, has already slipped out of the points.
That's impressive. So Alvarez managed to get back past Milkovic, and then get past Halverson. And
Wasn't it Vasquez and Zviranas that Milkovic double teamed?
I might be thinking, yeah, I got it wrong. It's because they're the same colour on the left, you see.
Meanwhile, Hunter Ryan's passed Al Arkanga as well and he's up to 6th.
Damn. So that Ocelot definitely looking well planted, and the so far relatively unproven rookie
Oh,
is
hold on, isn't
kind of get the job done.
he's not a rookie?
I know he's not really a rookie, but he
Also,
kind of is.
He's on the extra soft tyres as well. And
That'll
did that
explain
just
it.
say Al Arkanga was Swedish?
Probably. Well, here we go.
We'll have to
Whoa,
keep an eye out for
Klaas
that one,
is
yes.
so much closer this lap.
Klaas van Snelheid now then, very, very close to Adrian Simon. He pulls out and looks to the inside at turn 1. If Simon doesn't defend this, he doesn't, but Klaas doesn't get the move done.
So interesting. Oh, we've got Hoskins now going up the inside of Al Arkanga. Soft tyres versus medium. Bit of a wheel bang there on the apex. And Hoskins takes the place. Hard, but fair racing.
Yeah, through then goes Will Hoskins up into 7th place. And he'll really be hoping to get on with this. I don't think he was expecting to be out-qualified by Felix Perez in their first race together. But he was. The Mexican put in a stunning performance. And he's now behind him in the race. Admittedly, there is a tyre difference there.
Riding on board now with Enzo Domenicali, who's just been overtaken by Ellington in the Meteor. And yeah, I think it's at some point in this race worth mentioning how nice it is to see Franklin still on the grid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe not now.
Alright then.
Just because I'm worried that something's about to happen into turn 1 while we're still just waxing lyrical about Franklin's success and how nice it is to see them.
Yeah, but that's fine, at which point I'll just interrupt myself.
Fair point.
But yeah, as they then... So down the start-finish straight, and that's pretty much 6 in a line for the lead now, isn't it? I mean, there is a bit of a gap back to Powers and Hunter Ryan, but they're all near enough there. As Klaas van Snelheid, though, just stays in the wheel tracks of Adrian Simon and won't actually look at getting the move done.
What I thought was interesting, I'll say after this, because it looks like Vasquez has got a bit of a run, but he's been covered off by Halverson. He's going to have to launch it up the inside, but he doesn't quite. Meanwhile, Zylander is going wheel to wheel with Kinnaman here.
Yeah, Timo Kinnaman then.
Kinnaman's taking the place.
Through on Zieri Thailander? That's not right.
Zieri.
Can you tell it's been a while, folks?
Down the order.
Thierry Zylander, and that's Kinnaman up to 16th. Chima then, with a great start to the race.
Yeah, they're looking very strong with the season opener. But yes, I forgot what I was going to say.
I mean, you were going to talk about Franklin at some point.
Oh yeah, before I was going to do that, I was going to say it was interesting to note that Klaas seemed to have a really great run on Simon the lap before, but as soon as he stepped out of that slipstream, he just seemed to lose all of his momentum. That Porsche power unit really seems to be doing bits for, well, the Porsche team this year.
Yeah, it certainly does. That's exactly what I was thinking. It's as soon as it's almost like the Downton engine sort of like tops out before the Porsche.
Yeah,
and Klaas just doesn't have enough to get the move done.
Oh, never mind.
Oh,
He's just
yeah, here he goes.
He's just sent it under braking. And he's got the place. So Klaas splits Porsche team Mattershaw's, takes that second place in the... Why was I about to say Italian V-Prix?
Not even close.
Japan.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go then. Klaas van Snelheid, he's been eyeing that one up for a few laps now. Finally got the move done on Adrian Simon and moved himself into second. At no point this season did I expect to split a pair of Mattershaw Porsches.
Don't forget the tyre step though, Bradley.
Not the point.
Bring you back down to earth.
Look, even they could have been on the, you know, they could have been on the hard tyres. I could have been on the extra softs, and I wouldn't have expected to split them. Frankly, they were expected to be that far clear.
Yeah, they were. Everyone was predicting that they were going to just absolutely run away with it this season. And testing indicated that perhaps the gap isn't as large as previously expected.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I just highlight at this point, Alar Kanga in 8th place. Admittedly, he's lost a few positions from where he qualified. Only 8 seconds off the race lead. If these guys keep squabbling, he's on the medium tyres, let's not forget. The highest runner so far on the medium tyres. Keep an eye on Alar.
I mean, if you look at it historically, the mediums are quite risky plays. We got... Oh, that's Perez up the inside now of Simon. Something might be going on with that Mattershaw because it's just not... It just doesn't seem to have the pace in it. It did a few laps ago. He's dropped 2 seconds now to his teammate.
Did I just see a puff of smoke, or am I imagining things?
I think it might have just been a tyre locker. As I think that's, yeah, Milkovic up the inside of Sergio Alvarez. Gets Chima into the top 10.
Phenomenal effort then from Nikolai Milkovic. Yeah, but I suppose we should mention that, you know, Matthew Porsche did have a lot of reliability issues in pre-season testing. It was only the final day where they ran and didn't have any problems.
Yeah, but how well did they run when they didn't have any problems?
Oh, well, absolutely. But...
Gonna flag briefly in the final sector. It's back out again.
First sector.
That's where... First sector, I mean.
Doesn't look... Oh, Ellington's like 6 seconds off Dominicali now, so... I think there's been a problem there then for Lewis Ellington. As Klaas van Snelheid, as they round the final corner onto the pit straight, very, very close now to Enrique Ruiz. Felix Perez is a little bit further back, and Adrian Simon is as well. Simon's almost falling into the clutches of Nathaniel Powers now. But here we go then, on board with Klaas. He's gone to the outside on Enrique Ruiz, but he's already up and alongside as they head down into turn 1. This would be an audacious move on the Brazilian world champion if he can pull it off. Klaas van Snelheid round the outside of turn 1. Ruiz, though, looks as though he's got the better traction, but Klaas has the inside line now for turn 2, but I think Ruiz will hold on around the outside. They go close, but it is the Brazilian that holds it.
I was kind of waiting for contact there, but sure enough,
contact that would put Felix Perez into the lead.
That'd be pretty nuts, I gotta say. Perez actually looking kind of tasty in this battle now. I mean,
yeah,
we all
he absolutely
expected
is.
First to rock up with another very good car this season, but wow, they've done just another spectacular job, really. The American-based outfit, the only American-based outfit now in Formula Virtual after the departure of Andromeda last season. And yeah, they're flying that fourth flag and they're flying it proud.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Felix Perez doing a stellar job here then, mixing it in amongst the guys who have, I mean, pretty much been the, you know, the front of the Formula Virtual field for the last few years. And Perez still relatively inexperienced. I mean, this is his 3rd year now?
Yes, you are correct.
But even so...
Counting to 3 is hard for Bradley.
It was more I couldn't remember when he started. But here we go then, Klaas van Snelheid on the inside this time for Enrique Ruiz. Late on the brakes into turn 1. Ruiz is going to try and hold it around the outside, but I don't think he's going to do it. Klaas van Snelheid takes the lead for Downton here in Japan.
Yeah, and now the interesting thing will be whether he can pull out that gap. He's going to need to really work his socks off. But yeah, fantastic move to the lead there. As Perez gets a little whiff.
Yeah, Klaas is going to
Ruiz is
absolutely
rear-end.
need to put the hammer down now if he's to pull away and make this extra soft strategy work. Likewise, Perez will need to put a move on Ruiz.
Yes, he will.
I think it's I'm almost tempted to say it's going to come down to if you think these guys on the soft tyres, Ruiz, Simon, and got to add Powers into the mix as well because he's right there with Adrian Simon in 5th place. I wonder if it's going to literally come down to who pits first, because you should imagine whoever pits first, as long as it doesn't mean they'll be making an extra stop, they'll have the fresher tyres earlier and a bit of an undercut, as long as they get a clear track.
Might not be that simple when you factor in also the possibility of traffic and dirty air. It's really all just at this point we don't know enough.
That's why I said clear track is. I think is that Perez? No,
clear track. We didn't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I did add that bit.
I assume once strategy does start coming into play, we will be able to go down to our man with a plan on the pit lane, Robert Mathershaw, who has some hair. John Matson goes up the inside though of Johan Halverson.
I mean, I'm going to throw down to Rob. Rob, in the pits.
Hello, right, we are now 1 lap away from the 4-stop strategy being viable, but obviously I'm assuming that nobody's planning that. If we're going to look at a 2-stop, which I think is probably the most likely for the soft-tyred runners, you're looking at 23 laps for the first stint to be able to get to the end. So if anyone can extend all the way to 34 laps into the race, then they're going to be okay for a 1-stopper. So it'll be interesting to see how Al Kanga can do with that.
I was going to say, I think if anyone can do it, it will be Kanga on the mediums. But
Perez
here we go then, on board
inside.
with Felix Perez. Goes down the inside of Enrique Ruiz into turn 1, and he's through even before the corner. Ruiz is going to try and come back at him then around the outside, but he's just not got the grip on the soft tyres that Perez has on those extras. And Felix Perez is up into 2nd. Mathershaw, Porsche are now 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, these extra softs are really coming into play early on. But sorry, we cut across you there, Rob.
No, I think essentially we're looking now that the only way that the soft-tyred runners are going to have an advantage over the extra soft-tyred runners is if they can pull that extra 6 laps between laps 17 and 23 to then be able to do that 1 less stop. So it'll be really interesting to see at what point it happens, because it's only 3 laps away before that window opens.
Is that so? We're only 3 laps away from the 3-stop window.
From a 3-stop window, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether the guys on the extra softs can make it to that point or not. I can't remember. Do we know how many stops the guys on the extra softs did here last year?
Not a clue, I'm afraid.
That's not data we have. Okie dokie. As long as we're all in the, same boat.
Yep.
Of not having a clue.
Very much in the dark, yeah.
Guessing.
It's like the blind leading the blind, isn't there?
Ryan looks like he's got a slow run here on Nathaniel Powers. He's got a great run actually, but he's just not quite brave enough into turn 1.
Yeah, I think he's just going to sort of top out a little bit there. Meanwhile, Klaas van Snelheid now has broken a little bit away up front. He's got a 2-second gap back to Felix Perez, who looks as though he's struggling slightly more to get away from Ruiz than Klaas did.
Yep.
Thanks for your input, Lilly. Insightful as always.
I wasn't looking, I was just looking at the tyres. It's even worse. Yeah, no, he's definitely having a hard time just pulling away a little bit. I just wonder if he spent too much of his tyres actually keeping up with this train and trying to do something special. But we'll see. Maybe he just needs to let the tyres cool down.
Yeah, maybe. There's just taking a look at Al Kanga then. He's now 12.5 seconds off the lead, but obviously that is behind Klaas, who is on the extra soft tyres. He's just under 10 seconds behind Ruiz. He's still keeping within a very, very reasonable distance. I think Kanga's one to keep an eye on here. I'm really interested to see what he can do on those medium tyres. Who else have we got running on the mediums?
Kanga.
Yeah, so it's Kanga, and then Jean Matson, I believe, is the next one.
Ah, yes.
There's our pit lane reporter has just confirmed that for me in my ear.
Yeah, Milkovic catching up to Wagner here. Interesting.
Who is it on the hard? It's just the 2 North Star guys on the hard tyres, isn't it? Which is why Garcia is now running second to last. Eesh, that's not gone well.
Sorry, I just had a very rude message in my ear from our pit man.
Oh dear.
To be fair, I did describe him as having some hair, not the team principal of World Championship team or anything like that.
He is a man with some hair.
He's a man with some hair, but I don't think he liked it. But yeah, Milkovic, pretty much anyone on Xbox right now is absolutely flying. At least obviously it's early doors, so we don't entirely know, but it looks like they might have been the way to go.
Yeah, certainly then. As Class French now comes around onto the pit straight, and he pits, yeah, just before lap 17 then. So, this is just before the 3-stop window. At the end of lap 16, Class French now dives into the pits. Will Perez follow him? No, he doesn't. Perez does pit, sorry. So, both the 2 race leaders and Hunter Ryan is in as well. So, it doesn't look as though any of them are going to be able to extend to that lap 17 that they need to. Rob, what does this mean for the strategy? Can they still make a 3-stop if they extend later stints by a lap?
Yes, if they can extend now 2 of the stints to lap 17, to 17 lap long stints, they should just about make it by the skin of their teeth. But to be honest, this first stint's probably the one you'd be hoping to extend the most. So, not convinced it's necessarily going to be a particular. Oh wow, it's a good re-entry there.
Yeah, look at the amount of clear air, but not for Ryan. He's been caught up just behind. I think that's who we got.
So Zylander and Matson, who's on the medium tyres. So Hunter Ryan's got a bit of overtaking to do, but Klaas van Snelhout and Felix Perez have 5 seconds of clear air in front of them.
Kinnaman having a bit of a little scrap there with Halverson, gets the place. Oh, as Giordano goes around the outside. Wowee.
I had the song in my head then.
You had what?
I had the song in my head then.
What song?
I'm not going to sing it.
Okay.
You haven't got a clue, have you?
No, I really don't.
So, those pit stops then mean that Enrique Ruiz goes back into the lead of this race with Adrian Simon just 6/10 of a second behind him. Powers slots back into 3rd. Klaas van Snelhout and Felix Perez have rejoined in 10th and 11th, but already making inroads. Klaas came out with 5 seconds of clear air and he's already only 2 seconds behind Vasquez.
That's kind of nuts. The sad part about the extra soft strategy, Nikolai Milkovic back down to 23rd place with a lot of work to do.
Oh, yeah, ouch. That's meanwhile, Hunter Ryan has already made very, very short work of the 2 drivers that he was behind. Back past both Zylander and Matson and into 12th.
Switching those tyres straight on.
Absolutely. And making the great use of them.
See Beckenbauer there, just make up a place on Johan Halverson. Those hard tyres, they look like they're punishing the North Stars today. As Garcia's down in last place. What's happened there?
I think he's just literally been that slow on the tyres. I mean, to be fair, he started about the same number of positions that he is now behind Halverson. So
that does make sense then, I suppose.
As Klaas van Snelhout already caught James Vasquez then for 9th.
Yeah, he needs to make this move as soon as possible, really. See how that Ingram holds up without the Honda Power Unit for the first time.
No, not for the first time.
I was about to say since
Alright.
the first season.
When they ran with...
They ran
Wow, sorry, look at the extra grip that Klaas has on those, I mean, admittedly fresh compared to worn now, extra soft to soft tyres. He just, so much more traction out of the final corner. He just breezed past Vasquez on the straight.
He did a bit, didn't he? Made it look very easy. Ingram used to be powered by BMW.
Yay! There we go.
Just like, I'm pretty sure North Star ran BMW for a while.
They did, yes.
And another team we shan't name.
As Klaas van Snelhout then. Next target is Dominikas Zviranas.
Is it not Dominikas?
Could be.
I'll ask him. Baltimore V-Prix.
I know his surname is Zviranas.
Svironas.
No. It's definitely one that you are going to trip over several times this season.
Well, Svironas?
Yes.
I'll just practice it in the mirror. I'll confuse myself.
That's just weird. As the gap up front then down to 5/10 of a second between Ruiz and Simon. It's
class on Svironas now then.
Yeah, I think this is going to be easy as you like. Behind him, Perez is putting one over on James Vazquez. Perez is already through. Class though, looks as though he's struggling a little bit more to get past Veronas. I think he'll get it under braking for turn 1. And indeed he does, and demotes the Lithuanian to 9th. But Perez got past Vazquez far easier.
Not too shabby this season, it looks like.
What's that, the Alfa Romeo power unit?
Yes.
Certainly better than it was last season.
Oh, and Perez round the outside of Veronas. That's just, you're not allowed. You can't do that.
That was an absolutely phenomenal move from the Mexican. Perez, desperate not to let Class get away here, isn't he?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want to say it, but at the moment, in terms of carving his way through the field, Perez is kind of showing up Class, who is a notorious, very notoriously good at overtaking.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just wonder if maybe Perez has brought a new mentality, a new kind of mindset into this season. He's obviously had pretty good teammates before. Now he's got Hoskins. He's one of the best drivers in Formula Virtual history, despite having never won a World Championship. We won't get too much into that because I get upset. But I just wonder if he's decided to really come in with more prep this season because he's trying to rise to that challenge.
Was that Perez, sorry, you were on about? As Klaas van Snelheid pulled another overtake on the main straight, and it's past Sergio Alvarez now up into 7th. That was Perez you were on about, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention.
All right, fair enough. At least you were on.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely. I think Will Hoskins is far and away the toughest teammate he's ever had. I think he'd have got a taste for it when they were, teammates for one race last season.
Would have probably opened his eyes a little bit into the reality of.
And I don't doubt that Perez put far more in over the winter as a result of that. Meanwhile, is Hoskins closing in on the top guys a little bit? Because I'm sure that gap. I mean, I know it's floating around the 10-second mark, but I'm sure it was in double figures. Or am I going mad?
Well, there's actually 5 figures there, Bradley. But yes, you're right. It's just where it's floating around 9 or 10 seconds.
So what you've just said is, yes, you're right, you are going mad.
You are going mad. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
That was the only point I was going to make, yeah. I hope you weren't expecting more from me.
No, that's fine. As so, Klaas van Snelheid then now clear of Alvarez. He's got 4.5 seconds now up the road to Elroy Wagner as Perez now demotes the Argentine as well, down into 9th. Tyres Alvarez on. He's on the softs. Got to be on the softs, hasn't he?
How much time Perez lost though, just being stuck behind Alvarez for did I say Alvarez? Anyway, look how much time that guy lost behind Alvarez. Perez lost behind Alvarez for a sector.
Yeah. That's what, 2 seconds now back? As Hunter Ryan, he pulled the moves early on, but he's been stuck behind Vazquez for a while now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's getting a bit mired down. He's going to be hoping to possibly have his teammate help him out here. But it looks like Veronas is just running his own race right now. As Rob has got a note down for us in the pit lane regarding the strategy.
Yeah, so this lap is going to be quite crucial now because it's the soft.
Sorry, Rob, we've just got.
You go.
Yeah, they're coming towards us right now.
Yeah, so this should be absolutely fine for them to do a 2-stopper.
No, it's not. It's going to be 1 lap short, just like the extras.
No, it won't be.
Well.
It won't.
22.
End of lap 22, 22.44.
Oh,
and they won't pit on the penultimate lap.
Do they not?
No.
No.
Okay.
Well, as a general rule of thumb, they don't. Anyway, I think Powers has just lost a little bit of time in the pit lane there, waiting for Will Hoskins, as Alar Kanga in the Lopez takes the lead.
Last time a Lopez led a race, was it China 2016?
What's it here is how much traffic these guys come out in.
Yeah.
This could be crucial to the race for Ruiz and Simon and Powers, who rejoin in the same order as they pitted. Oh, Hoskins has lost a lot of ground.
That's really interesting. A couple of the soft-tired runners have managed to extend their stint by a lap.
Who are they?
You got
Zviranas.
Vasquez, you got Giordano, you got Kinnaman.
Yeah, and Zviranas in 4th. Not that it's going to make any difference to them, unless
No,
suddenly
just
the later stints are, you know, maybe they only managed 21 laps. But then, yeah, that's definitely a Swedish flag for Al Arcanga. We need to get the graphics team to change that one round.
Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah.
Aren't you? That's Dutch now, apparently.
Well, yes, according to Alex Easton of Team Phoenix, he is.
Yikes.
But yeah, no, that's actually, these guys should be absolutely fine. I don't think anyone will only manage 21 laps, because as we've seen, this is going to be 22, or, there we go, as Zviranas proves me right in pits, 23 laps a stint for the soft tyres. So the guys on the soft should be absolutely fine for 2 stops.
Yeah, that's so I guess anyone who's pitted on lap 22 has really just optimised their strategy, trying to make sure they get the most out of the tyres.
Yeah, absolutely, very much so, and got the undercut on everyone else. As Powers has definitely lost some time in the pits, though. He's now 5 seconds behind the Matthew Porsche pair, who are, once again, nose to tail.
Yeah, they've been inseparable all race, with the except for when they were separated. I forgot about that time. But they've pretty much stayed within a few seconds of each other the whole time. There's not been massive gaps at all. Who keeps making that sound?
It's definitely our pit reporter.
Go, go. That's how your bottle sounds. It is funny, so I'll allow it. And also, you have very nice engines.
We jump on board then with Adrian Simon. Simon in 6th after his pit stop, but he's got, well, 3 guys ahead of him on the extra softs who need to pit, what, at least twice more than likely 3 times. And Al Arcanga up in the lead, who, well, I think it's a good job these guys on the soft tyres are doing 2 stops, because I dare say Alar's only going to make 1, as Enrique Ruiz bangs in the fastest lap as he sets about Hunter Ryan.
Yeah, he's as we've got, I think that's Hoskins. Yeah, defending from Matson. Matson just not quite with enough oomph in a straight line.
Also on the medium tyres compared to Hoskins' soft though, so I'm assuming Will's just come past him there.
That might be correct actually. Hadn't spotted the tyres. I was, yeah, right. Fair enough.
As Klaas van Snelheid now then, within half a second of race leader Al Arcanga, he'll want to get that move done absolutely as soon as possible, because the Matthew Porsches are already starting to reel the guys in front of them. Although, it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes them to get past Hunter Ryan. He could be a bit of a roadblock here.
I wasn't listening to a word you just said.
That's
sorry.
absolutely fine, they were. Klaas van Snelheid then onto the pit straight on the extra soft tyres. Al Arcanga in front has not made a stop yet on the mediums. Klaas is going to go to the outside. I don't think that's going to be a problem, because I think he's already going to be through before the corner.
Yeah, that Lopez just seemed to, I don't know.
I think
There's a
Kanga's
bit
just
of
running his
momentum
own
at the end
race.
of the
There's
straight.
no point fighting. Meanwhile, Enrique Ruiz
True.
behind him, already disposing of Hunter Ryan. Ryan on the extra softs. Oh, absolutely slices in just in front of Adrian Simon.
I mean, I will say Ruiz was sat behind Ryan for an entire lap.
Well, yeah, but, you know,
Right on his bum.
he still got through quicker than I was expecting.
Suppose that's true. Ryan is on some not fresh, but not exactly too old extra softs.
Yes, I mean, what are they? 10 laps now?
God, yeah. No, yeah, 10 at the end of this lap.
Yeah. So, but look at the gap that he's pulling already on his teammate. Simon unable to get past Hunter Ryan at the moment, and Ruiz is pulling away.
Yeah, that hands Enrique the advantage, at least in this second stint for the moment. Simon's got to get past Ryan and really help his teammate, because I think they're gonna need every bit of help they can get in this fight for the win this race.
I don't know. I reckon it's looking good for them now. The pit stop was the crucial moment.
True, but all it takes is a couple of stints extended by a lap, and the extra soft up runners are right back in this.
Yeah, maybe, but I think it's difficult to tell which way it's going to fall because they all pitted on the same lap. As Adrian Simon goes around the outside of Hunter Ryan into turn 1, and
no,
I
he
think
doesn't.
he's going to get that done. No, he's not. Hunter Ryan fights back then, and holds on to 5th place. The Australian here, really determined not to let Adrian Simon pass.
Yeah, no, for some reason he's really fighting this one hard. I can't think the life of me why, because he's not in a race with these guys. But look at the gap now Ruiz has got. 3 seconds over his teammate pretty much. No, now it's down like 2.5. But you know what I mean. Perez is right on the bumper of Alar Kanga now. He's going to be looking for a nice and easy pass on the next straight. We've got Ford versus Porsche, first versus Lopez. Let's see what happens. Obviously, we are expecting to see these teams in something of a fight for 3rd or 4th in the Constructors.
Yeah, most definitely. I think, you know, first were the team that we were expecting to really retain their status from last year as being, you know, up there amongst the front runners. Lopez have come somewhat out the blue, but you know they've struggled for a few seasons, so I don't suppose it's any surprise really to see them where they are. The big surprise for me at the moment is Perez easily bypasses Alar Kanga then. Big surprise for me at the moment, and I know they're on different tyre strategies, but look at the time difference between Kanga and Wagner. He's half a minute up the road.
Yeah, Alar's very much showing over the way here as yeah, Simon manages to go for that inside line this time round. Just hangs out Ryan to dry, and now has that 3-second gap to chase down. But one thing I will say, if we look at the team's characteristics over a season, Lopez are historically, they do bring a very good car to the first few races, but they can't maintain it through a year. Whereas
They have
we
a
do
great
see
first few races and then just
constantly push forward.
plummet.
Yeah, and it's just it's incredible to see it happen because, like, it's impressive to like see them like bring such a package, but you just wonder why they can't keep that momentum through a year. As Rob has a little note for us regarding Lopez, in fact.
Yeah, I think looking at the Lopez's straight line speed, it would appear that they've got a little bit more aero on to keep to get the ultimate lap time out of the car. Because obviously they've still got the Porsche engine in the back, but that Ford there blew past it like it was standing still. So I think that they've had to make a bit of a compromise between the setup that they want to run just so that they can get that the ultimate lap time out, possibly at the expense of the straight line speed.
Is it possible they've gone for that just so they can maximise their pace in clear air?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think they're going for lap time rather than raceability to an extent. And I think it's just starting to show for Kanga, but it's still looking really good for the Estonian.
Let's not forget as well though that Kanga is on the medium tyres while Perez is on the extra softs.
True, so he would have got quite a nice run out of the final corner.
Yeah, I think once you get that far into the straight, it should be ultimate top speed and ultimate straight line pace that's the limiting factor.
Fair enough.
Yeah, shut up, Bradley.
you know what I mean.
Just looking back towards the front then, as that's Zveranas going past Nick Addison.
Vasquez as well fancies his chances and just slots into that little gap.
Yeah, that was
I like
done.
that. Very opportunistic.
Absolutely beautiful move there from the Colombian. Just looking back towards the front of the field, the two Mathshaw Porsches, I mean, admittedly Simon struggled a bit, but you could clearly see they had the pace and the ability to get past the Ocelot on the extra soft tyres. Nathaniel Powers in the Downton definitely struggling more to even catch Hunter Ryan. While there may not be a massive gap between them on track at the moment, I think that just goes to show the difference in the cars.
Yeah, I think that the Porsche has quite a lot of straight line speed in general. I think that, well, I know exactly how we developed the car.
Well, that's good.
Tell us more.
We've had our areas. We've had our areas that we focused on throughout the winter, and I think that I think our philosophy is becoming slowly clear during this race. I have to say.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't take a genius to work it out. Maybe if not this race, then within the next one or two.
Yeah.
As we see, that is Thierry Zylander is just breezes past Domenicali there. I don't know why I knew you said Dominic. Oh, and we've got now Giordano.
Dominic Domenicali.
Dominic Domenicali. Up the inside of Halverson, takes the place. And I thought he was going to open the door there for Giordano.
That's Garcia, sorry.
It's Garcia.
Yeah, Howelson's back up to 14th.
Oh,
He's
wow.
not pitted, has he? He's not
Howelson's-
pitted.
Oh yeah, that would be why.
I think his 5th place on the grid is gone though.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, he's 50 seconds off the lead. Those hard tyres were not the right call at all.
No, they were an interesting shout, a brave one at that. But they just haven't switched on all race. We know that North Star isn't like as quick as we expected, but this is far slower than they should be.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Alar Kanga has been near enough caught now by Enrique Ruiz. He's got 2 more laps to make to the sort of half-race distance window where he can pit and just do the one stopper.
Yeah, and here we see a perfect example of what Rob was talking about. Wagner, presumably running a car with a bit more, a bit less weighing on it to increase their raceability, and breezes right past the Ingram of Madsen and lifts Lopez up to at the moment a double point scoring position.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd absolutely be expecting Lopez to take a double points finish from this one. Looking at the pace of the car, if they don't, something's gone a little bit wrong.
True. Kanga is really having an absolute stonker of a race.
He certainly is, but I think he's about to lose his 3rd position here.
Quite possibly, yes. You'd imagine that that Porsche alliance might come in slightly handy for Enrique there. Sure enough, no fight whatsoever there. Although he's keeping pace with him. No, he's
I was
not.
going to say, I mean, you know, let's be fair. Alar Kanga was, you'd imagine, probably expecting to be in that car until Ruiz became available. I don't think he'd be too impressed, and I don't think he'd be too willing to just let them by, despite still being retained by the team as such. I think he'd be wanting to fight and show that he's worth being in that seat.
I think under any other circumstances he would, but looking at the position he's in right now, I think he's already putting on a pretty good display of why he deserves a top drive. And he won't be wanting to do anything to possibly irritate his still technically boss, Rob.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Zveranas then on one of the Meteors. That is Felix there. Zveranas goes back up into 13th place. Just looking at Kanga and wondering whereabouts he's going to slot in. If we assume he's got the one stop to go, and the soft tyres do as well, I'm wondering if he might just be able to hold on ahead of Nathaniel Powers here and take what we're expecting to be the final podium as Klaas dives into the pit at the end of lap 32. It's only 16 laps again.
So they'd have to extend their last 2 stints, if I'm correct. Let's ask Rob just for clarification and also just see how the cars look.
Yeah, so I reckon that we're talking that if it'd be lap 64, I think they'll need to make their final stop. So even if they do manage to extend it on the penultimate lap, I think they're well and truly hamstrung into that 4 stop now, which I think just aids everyone, aids Kanga's course, certainly all the medium tyre runners now, even if they've lacked a bit of pace during the race. I think it's going to be interesting to see where everyone ends up.
Yeah, very much so. Their only chance now is if they can do 17 laps on both of the final 2 stints.
Absolutely.
Which it looks like they won't be able to do because we've not had, like you said, a single extra soft runner go any further than 16 laps.
Nope.
It looks like that really is the upper limit of just what those tyres can manage. And that really does, I guess, throw the ball right back at the court of soft tyres and medium tyre runners.
Yeah, absolutely, most definitely. I think, you know, we've got a battle between Ruiz, Kanga, Simon and Powers here for the podium. And, well, that's not really any different to how it has been for a few years anyway. It's just a different team in the mix. Oh, Kanga pit!
Oh, no!
No, he's alright. It's the end of lap 33. He's fine. He's one stopping.
Yes.
Alar Kanga then comes into the pits on the medium tyres from 2nd place at the end of lap 33. Unless his next stint is considerably shorter, this should be really quite good for Alar Kanga. Where, though, is he going to feed back in?
Yes.
I think it'll be just in front of his teammate. Oh, no, he's going to be behind his teammate. Elroy Wagner coming down the pit straight at a rate of knots. Can he get out in front of Madsen, though? That's crucial. Madsen on the medium tyres as well has not pitted, so Kanga will be absolutely fine making it to the making it to the end of the race now. Does come out behind
Ooh,
Matson.
Ryan.
Matson's going to get out of his way, and Kanga's going to have
Alvarez.
a nice bit of clear air.
As Rob, what's the morale looking like over at the Lopez garage right now?
I have to say, the boys on the pit wall there, they look like they've had a job thoroughly well done there with Kanga, and I think they're also pretty positive about Wagner's chances now. I think that they're on for a really good result with both cars here.
Thank you,
it
Robert.
certainly looks that way, as we are just over the halfway mark now in the first race of the season. We've still got 26 cars running.
Ah, Bradley!
What?
I was about to say you better be touching wood right now, but I really hope you're not.
I'm not, no.
Good. Ahmed, mute for that bit. You're not allowed to listen. Grown-up jokes.
So if I may cut in for a second, which pit garage would you like me to go to in anticipation of the first retirement of the season?
Anyone running a Porsche engine.
Ah, okay. I'm going to go to yours then.
Yeah, I thought that was what was coming actually. Actually, go to Chima.
Oh, okay.
Why Chima?
Oh, because it does me some favours.
To be fair, anyone in this race retiring would do you some favours at the moment.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it'd be nice. From a competitive point of view, of course.
So what have we got? We've got the medium-tide runners pitting now then. So Matson pits, Bayer pits. So Addison and Dominicali, the two Franklin boys, will pit as well then, and indeed they do. So is that going to drop them to the back of the field?
Quite possibly.
I think it is, isn't it? It's Bayer and Ellington.
Ooh, Aston, that was a very dangerous rejoin there.
It was rather.
Garcia did very well to keep that car under control, because obviously you lose so much grip when you're in the dirty air, and that would have been a sudden wash of no aerodynamic force. But yeah, not great.
Yeah, as there we go then. Ellington, Bayer, Addison and Dominicali rejoin. Actually, I think Ellington is on a different strategy. But yeah, Bayer, Addison, Dominicali rejoin in the final three positions in this race. I'm just confused a little by Meteor. We weren't expecting them to be phenomenal this season by any means after the sudden turn of pace they had in the last half of last year.
No.
But I wasn't expecting this bad a performance. I mean, Meteor seem to really be struggling out there at the moment. And their qualifying wasn't this bad.
Counter argument. They performed well in testing, yes, but I think testing was actually an outlier for them. They are coming to the season with two fantastic drivers, but incredibly limited funding.
Yeah, but they weren't this bad last year. Not last year, in qualifying.
I suppose that's true. They might have a car that's just easier to set up over like a one lap kind of thing, or I don't know, they could be possibly anticipating a Q1 battle later in the year, so they're just trying to make sure their car can handle that. As Milkovic is really looking to get past that, is that Garcia? That's Halverson, he's really looking for a way through. Can't find one. Yeah, no, this is a really good scrap actually, for 14th place as well. No points for this. Nothing on offer except for pride and maybe slightly ahead in the championship standings in first race.
Yeah,
This
I mean,
is just
I don't
crazy.
expect this battle to last too long. Milkovic is on the extra softs and Halverson's on the hards.
Absolutely not, but it does make for fantastic viewing.
Oh, it absolutely does, yeah. I have to say, I think Halverson's going to be absolutely fuming on the team radio.
Oh, about the tyre strategy, or
Yeah,
just anything else?
100%. I mean, he pulled out a stellar effort qualifying yesterday to put that car fifth on the grid. We're expecting
was
North Star to be
fantastic.
good this year, don't get me wrong, but I think that surprised everyone.
Yeah, it did, absolutely.
And so, for it to have been, you've got to say thrown away really, with a strategy like they've gone with, as Milkovic breezes past. Yeah, Halverson's not going to be impressed, is he?
Not overly. I mean, you could understand perhaps placing Garcia on such a risky strategy, but when you get up into 5th position, like when you're expecting results like that, you really are looking to just do what everyone else does, because the worst that will happen is you'll keep your position, as opposed to taking a risk and look how it's paid off for them, or rather hasn't.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But then it's difficult to do what everyone else does when you know, all our strategies have to be locked in before we know what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, but historically you can look at the trends of what tyres are used. Like last few seasons, we've just seen soft and extra softs pretty much, with the odd medium runner.
Yeah, most definitely. I have to say, I know we're like 30 laps from the end of the race, but looking at the order, this is about what I was expecting to see come the end. At least the top 10.
Yeah, I think you're about right, actually.
You know, the two Math Shaws, the two Downtons, the two Firsts, and then some Lopez mixing it with some Ocelot, and somehow Alvarez has got himself in there, but that's just a good effort.
Alvarez, oh, I love Alvarez, he's such a good driver. He's definitely a future star in my opinion.
I think he's a current star.
Don't know how to one-up that.
There we go. There's Felix Perez
he's got really dazzling, bright blue eyes.
Moving swiftly on, Perez is currently stuck behind his teammate, but surely Will Hoskins will let him by. Yeah, it looks as though he's backed out of it there along the straight. And Felix Perez, mind you, he's making Perez go the long way round, but I think he's going to be through before turn 1, and indeed he is then. Will Hoskins slots back in behind his teammate and lets Perez go about his business.
Yeah, just ask Hoskins about 2014, who knows all about letting his teammates past. Playing the team game. But yeah, fairly standard stuff really, pretty typical protocol. From the first boys, just trying to maximise their efficiency, which is something that they really missed a lot of. I think it was early last season. They, obviously it wasn't Hoskins involved, but man, they couldn't get their drivers to work together at all.
Oh, when it was Azolia in the car.
Correct.
Yes. As that is Timo Kinnaman passing Johan Halvorsen.
Yep. Or is it? Yeah,
it is. Yep. Easy down the inside on the soft tyres compared to the hard. Halvorsen loses another place. He's got a pit again yet as well, Halvorsen. North Star could end up last here.
They might, to be honest. It wouldn't shock me.
They really could. Well, in fact, Garcia will be. I don't see any way now Garcia's not going to finish last in this race, because everyone behind him, well, possibly with the exception of Ellington, doesn't have to stop again, and he does, and he can't be that far ahead, because he's... I mean, okay, he's not quite a lap down yet, but, I mean, he's as good as damn it.
What a harsh opener to the season then for North Star, it looks like. Oh, Ryan with a pretty tasty around the outside overtake there.
Yeah, where did he come from?
Behind.
Hey.
No, Bradley, that's naughty.
Oh.
Alright, so now we've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car train here for 16th place. As it looks like Beckenbauer's about to remove himself from that list.
I mean, this is just
sad.
It's just brutal for Howson, isn't it? Every lap into turn 1, he's just, you know, seeing another car go past and fly off into the distance.
Yeah, and he's going to have a lovely message on the rear wing of that Westwood as well.
I think there's one on the Lucas as well.
Yeah, it's something that I think we both did back in our early years, and we've both chosen to, I guess, do again for 2020. Wow.
Oh, nearly. Nearly.
Nearly! I almost went for the full beans for 2019, yeah, like, oh, no, that's not quite the year, but it's okay, you're doing your best. As I'm sure we're going to see Halvorsen get mugged by Giordano into turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely, and Thunder won't be far behind following him, I imagine.
This isn't even like a gunpoint or a knife point mugging, this is just a guy in a hoodie who said, give me your wallet. And Halvorsen's just have to go, oh, okay, like, it's just sad to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally... I don't want to, you know...
Oh,
yeah, hang on a minute. That wasn't in the script.
That's how I was supposed to go.
But hang on a minute, you're all meant to... Oh, Halvorsen pitted.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, they're not going to get the joy of overtaking him. Right, where is Halvorsen going to come back out then? That's going to be really interesting to see. Well, he's already 21st.
Last.
I think he is. I think North Star are going to finish last, and second to last is that's Matson down the inside of Thunder then.
Porsche engine. There's
Oh.
smoke coming out the rear.
Yeah, that's
Well,
Elroy Wagner then. You were right, it was a Porsche.
Oh, Dylan's gonna hate me. Oh no, what the?
Oh dear.
I'm going to quickly go and grab a drink because I won't be able to when I'm dead.
If it's any
I'll let
consolation,
Rob take my place for a
at
minute.
least
Yeah,
it's
there
the
he
one
is.
that was having a
Hold
bit
on.
of a shit race anyway.
Right on the corner exit, Bradley. We could be about to see an accident here. I hope.
I don't think... No, Alvarez is stopped.
Not.
Good effort. Well done, mate. Ah, he's through. There we go. We're all right. There's... Oh, no,
Yeah.
that could be... They're all slowing. It's okay.
Yes. No, they should be just driving around it. Stopping is dangerous at racing conditions.
Well, I mean, yeah, but... I think we're all right. I think they're all going to get away... Oh, is that... That's, I think...
Beckenbauer probably passed hit him in there. Oh no, Giordano passed Beck. I don't know what's going on, Bradley.
No, I don't. What I do know is Elroy Wagner becomes the first retirement of 2020.
Yeah. Obviously, Porsche did struggle, like you said, in
Howison
pre-season.
didn't come out in last.
Hey!
He's ahead of Minicali. Ouch.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, as
Sorry,
Garcia pits, Garcia will come out in last.
100%. Well, last of the runners now. As yeah, Class is let past by his teammate.
Yeah, there we go. Powers allows
Fine.
Class down the inside into turn 1 then. And lets the Dutchman carry on his way on the extra soft tyres. He's not going to fight that.
Was kind of like posturing like he wanted to.
I'm half wondering why Garcia's even bothering going back out.
I mean, the team can still collect valuable data on the performance of the car, so...
What, and how crap the hard tyres are. I think we've seen that now.
Hard tyres are good, just not here. Not here! Not now! You get it?
No.
Well... Oh, that's what Lucas Wilson looks like. It fits.
What?
Just seen a picture of Lucas Wilson for the first time.
Oh, okay. Bit strange, but alright.
Yeah.
There's, what have we got here then? We've got a bit of a train for 14th, haven't we? Led by Timo Kinnaman, with Giordano, Matson, Beckenbauer, Thunder, and kind of Davenport. There or thereabouts. As into the pits then, for his second stop comes Enrique Ruiz. Is that early? Rob?
Yeah, I think that might be a lap early, so it might be a little bit more difficult than it looks for the soft-tired runners.
I was going to
Who's
say...
that behind? Is that Powers?
It is Powers, yeah, so
Yes.
Powers into the pits as well then.
Okay.
Adrian Simon has been able to continue, so Simon...
Simon should be okay.
Oh no, actually no, because we're at the end of... No, they've just gone on to lap 44, haven't they?
Yeah.
Oh, so Ruiz and Powers now could be a lap short, and Hoskins as well. Adrian Simon should be alright, but this is going to be incredibly close now at the end of the race.
Absolutely. I think this does bring the extra soft runners back into the game as well. So if everyone ends up having to pit one more time, it's not necessarily going to cost the soft-tired runners a win or a position in the fight. But what it will do is it'll certainly mean that they're not that comfortable distance ahead of the extra soft runners.
That depends. If they have to pit again, Kanga's already ahead of Powers.
That's a very good point.
LR Kanga on the mediums could absolutely be one to watch here then. It's all going to come down to whether these soft-tired runners have to make a third stop or not.
Absolutely. I mean, I think you'll find before the race started, I did predict that Kanga would potentially be in with a shout of this, and I'm honestly quite surprised to see it come to fruition. Adrian Simon has now stopped in front of me here. Regulation pit stop for the Porsche boys, and away he goes. Be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah, very much so. As Klaas van Snelheid resumes the lead then. He's now some 7 seconds clear of Felix Perez, so the Downton over the race pace really showing its, you know, the difference back to the first. What this does mean, Ruiz has the, undercut on Adrian Simon, so he's opened that gap up now to about 5 seconds as Simon comes out behind one of the North Stars, but I mean, well, that'll be an easy lapping.
I would presume so, yes.
tell you what, this will be doing absolute wonders for Hunter Ryan's confidence, that's the word I'm after, and racecraft, battling with these guys all race long. Admittedly, he's on, you know, quicker tyres, but he's getting that experience in of racing them, defending and overtaking.
Do you know what's really interesting? As I ignore what you just said completely. No, I didn't mean to do it. But a lot of the lower down runners are having no issue extending this stint. Like, look at Giordano and Kinnaman, they still have to make that second stop. They're still going. So I don't know what it is. Perhaps
aren't they still on lap 45?
No, people behind them have pitted.
Don't know. Maybe the math short's just using its tyres a little bit more. But then our power's pitted as well. Maybe it's the front runners. Maybe they're going too hard.
They could be going munchy, munchy, crunchy on their tyres, you know.
I don't even know what that was.
Well, that means that they're chewing through their tyres, silly. Yeah, you get it? You know, munchy, 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 crunchy, munchy.
As Aston Vasquez pit.
Wow.
And there we go, Giordano in as well then, behind, that's got to be Timo Kinnaman, hasn't it?
Yes. Rob, say things.
As I'm watching here, and as we see the onboard there of Giordano coming into the pit, I'm reminded of a couple of years ago that somebody clipped that inside of the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Caused
possibly.
absolute havoc.
That's funny.
You know, it still gives me a little bit of fear. I've watched cars coming into the pit lane at Fuji every single time. Whoa! Chaos in the pit lane there.
That's a lightning stop for Chima.
I was going to say, that was phenomenal!
Chima, like...
That was about a half a second!
Yeah.
What? Rob, was that a world record pit stop?
I mean, I didn't have the stopwatch on, but I'm sure I'll be able to find out from someone. It was absolutely lightning quick.
I'm really disappointed that they're a lap down, because I'd have loved to see the time difference that Kinnaman just gained on Giordano from that, because he must be several seconds up the road now.
Cameraman, show us again. Get my sponsors more airtime so I get more money. I mean... nice one, Rob. Would you like to share that with the whole world?
On the premise that Ahmed still doesn't watch, does he?
No.
I don't think he watches, he just doesn't listen.
That's absolutely fine. I think you're seeing the joys of having an Irish pit crew there. They're very experienced in taking wheels off in quick situations.
Brilliant. As Alar Kanga now puts a lap on one lap, sorry, on Gabriele Garcia. Nathaniel Powers Powers has clipped him. Powers has lost his front wing.
He's lost the front wing.
I think
he's lost the whole thing.
Nathaniel Powers has made a mistake here in Japan, and he's... Oh, this might not cost him much. This might not cost him a whole lot. If we were reckoning they were going to have to make a third stop anyway, this is just going to be an early third stop for Powers. He's going to lose a couple of seconds getting a new nose.
But he'll gain so much more in that undercut. And
yeah, he could do.
Not having to...
he might have just played a blinder.
Go. This is ideal.
Yeah, if this was going to be a three-stopper anyway, Powers might have just played a blinder by crashing into a back marker.
Either that, or this is the start of Nathaniel Powers' annual bad race of banditry, where he just gets all of his bad luck out of the way immediately.
Well, there is that as well. As Powers then long stop to replace the nose on that car, and he is going to slip down the order.
Jesus. Sorry, I just caught a glimpse of the monitor there, and watching there Ruiz cutting around the outside of the Franklin that he was driving last year. That must be quite an unusual feeling for the Brazilian.
Ruiz has lost a lot of time. He's 20.5 seconds behind Klaas van Snelheid now. Klaas has nearly got a pit stop.
I wonder how fast Franklin would have been if they just
Klaas
rolled out his car.
Oh, well, there you go. He nearly had the pit stop, and now I see him in front of me. We've got someone else in. Unfortunately, the cameraman decides to follow the pit wall and not the car.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this will be interesting. So, I think Ruiz will still take the lead back. I don't think Klaas is going to come out.
Yes.
It's not even close. How long is a pit stop here?
50 years.
The problem is the pit stop. The pit lane is very long at Fuji, relatively speaking.
Isn't it just?
And they go
so
very speedy on the straight.
that's half a minute.
Yeah.
Class was 20 seconds in the lead, and he's it's over half a minute. It's about 31 seconds, 32 seconds.
Like Milkovic extends his stint there. No, he hasn't got around to it yet.
Yeah, no, Hunter Ryan's only just coming in. Yeah, there we go. Milkovic pits as well. So, I mean, they're nailed on for 4 stops now, aren't they? The extra soft tyres. There's no way they're going to extend that one.
Unfortunately, you are correct.
Can we just trim the race distance by a couple of laps?
No,
I'm okay with that right now.
we should extend it by a couple of laps.
No.
That would have the same effect.
No, it wouldn't. That wouldn't help.
We've got something regarding the white line on the exit of the pit lane. Robert.
Yeah, so I think you noticed earlier, Lilly, that coming out the pit lane that they're crossing the white line on the exit, and I believe that is actually as a direct consequence of the pit lane being so long that they want them to at least get back out onto the racing line before turn 1 to eliminate any possibility of collisions right on the apex there, because it's quite a tight pit exit in terms of where it is in relation to turn 1 if you don't cross the white line.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's quite easy for someone who's going at full racing speed to just clot into someone on the tight line there, on their cold tyres, just can't see them coming.
Yeah, as Klaas van Snelheid then on the fresh extra softs, having just made his pit stop, breezes back past Al Arkanga on the mediums. But well, Klaas with another stop to make and only what 18 laps to build a gap. I don't think he's got much hope of finishing ahead of the Estonian today.
No. I'm not convinced many people have much chance of finishing ahead of him today.
He's the only Estonian.
To be fair, actually, yeah. Well, I don't know, Simon, as far as we're aware, Simon should be alright. As Powers goes back past Alvarez. But yeah, if we're assuming, well, I mean, Powers has already, naffed himself over, and Ruiz, we're thinking he's going to have to pit again. Kanga could be on for second here behind Adrian Simon, and well, Mathishaw Porsche could still technically be on for a 1-2.
I think they're looking very strong for a 1-2 right now. Because of what you just said. Bradley has the script for the race. He knows exactly what's going to happen. So
I don't know. Klaas van Snelheid sets the fastest lap.
Showing his class there. I always like the end of the race because the race director or the TV director opens my mic more often.
It's true.
I think he just gets bored of us.
He just he's bored of me saying stuff like noshes himself off.
Problem is, he leaves my microphone open so that you can hear my laughter.
Yeah, because he wants everyone. You're like the laughing track for the race.
As Nathaniel Powers moves back past Jean Matson into 8th place, and I think that might be as high as Powers is going to get actually, because he's now got 20 seconds to the next car.
Ryan does have to pit again.
Well, this is true, actually. Yeah, Powers, unless he runs into anyone else, shouldn't.
Ooh, as we've got Simon about to lap Addisman Carlson.
Yeah, that one.
The new Scandinavian driver.
It's Addison.
The second Estonian ever.
On Addison, what does everybody think of him? I think it's been a solid race. He's certainly kept pace with Domenicali pretty well.
I mean, he's been ahead of him the whole race.
My input wasn't as good.
I think yeah. I've been very impressed by Nick Addison all weekend. He's outqualified Domenicali and he's outraced him so far.
He definitely has.
I mean, this is the same Domenicali who was so hotly touted coming out of retirement. There was an intense bidding war.
Yes, very much so.
I mean, there were various figures in the paddock who I think that, having spoken to them, they weren't particularly pleased with losing out on him as well. So I think Franklin's got themselves a good driver there at a good price.
Who are you referring to?
Domenicali.
No, okay. I was just confused because you're talking about him, and it was like, well, he went for far more money than Addison did, and he's been beaten by him all weekend.
Yes, but form is temporary, class is permanent. So we'll see how we finish at the end of the season, shall we?
Class
Heard
is
that
permanent. I
saying
like
in
that.
ages.
If only he was permanently first.
Well, I'd like him to be permanently third at this point.
Do you know what? If it was an entire season of permanently third, with one win, I'd like him to get one win. Would take that. As Felix
enough.
Perez then gets a move on Alar Kanga and demotes the Estonian to 5th. I don't think he'll stay there. I think Kanga is going to get far more out of this race than the position he's currently in.
Foul Mao.
But yeah, I started to say it and suddenly my accent just kind of fell away.
Bradley's just being racist.
Against people from Dorset.
Definitely not.
Bloody hell. I nearly said a naughty word like that.
Don't.
No.
I know the
Oh,
one word.
Hang on a second.
Hang on.
What tyres is Hoskins on? Is he on the mediums as well?
Softs.
Hoskins is on the soft tyre.
Okay.
He doesn't.
I was just
Tyres.
looking at that going, oh, hang on a minute.
Hang on a second.
To be fair,
Buddy boy.
The next place medium runner is Matson in 10th. I think Powers might be
Well,
under
no,
threat,
Powers doesn't have
as
to pit
can
again.
Sergio Alvarez. Oh, of course not, actually. Very good point. He's already made the pit stop. So actually, if you look at the 30 seconds up, he could go as high as 6th.
Oh, that's true, actually, yeah. He could be looking at getting back ahead of Hoskins, couldn't he?
Can we
Yeah.
discuss the Westwood and the Chima actually catching up to Meteor here?
Oh, yeah,
That's
Meteor back up to
funny.
15th and 16th.
Yeah.
They're lapping kind of atrociously though.
I feel like that their position is sheer endurance at the moment rather than outright pace.
they're there through sheer like willpower.
Yeah, like bloody mindedness.
As we go on board with Klaas van Snelheid then. Running in 3rd at the moment, but with one more stop to make on the extra soft tyres in about, what, 10 laps time?
Yeah, I'm predicting laps around lap 64, but obviously if they can manage to extend that, well, 2 laps would mean that they're probably safe. But it's so tight at the moment. I don't think you can call anything beyond. Kanga's definitely going to the end, and it looks like Adrian Simon will be as well. So
And Powers now.
very interested to see how this one finishes. And Powers, although Powers I think is minor placings at best for him at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely ruled himself out of, I think, a top 5 probably. I think 6th is
Yeah.
the best we can hope for with Nathaniel now.
I didn't know that the Japanese have a lot of tyre companies.
They do.
What? How did you not know that?
Because I don't read about tyres that often, Bradley.
Well, no, nor do I. But I know,
Something like-
most of the tyre companies in existence are bloody Japanese or
At
American.
least Lilly looking
Hammer,
Yokohama, Advan, Bridgestone.
Dunlop.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not one of
Klaas
them.
van Snelheid
No, it's
down
not.
inside to put a lap on Marcus Thunder, and
In a
that
very
gets it done.
aggressive
As
way,
he
and just
far easier past Halverson.
Klaas must feel like a really speedy boy right
I
now.
was going to say he's just driving past cars, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, that is
So-
what lapping traffic is, Bradley.
Well,
That was a very, very
well.
good set of moves.
Can you tell Nathaniel that? Because he seems
Um,
to drive
what?
into it rather than go past it.
I'm happy to give Nathaniel Powers some one-to-one drive coaching. I am rather good myself, so.
Oh,
Simon can't
Simon's
really
not
make it
doing
past
much better.
here.
Tries to go around the outside.
That's gonna put Klaas
pulled it
right on
off.
his,
Shufter.
yeah.
I was going to
For
say,
want of
yeah,
a better word.
Klaas just drives past. Simon makes a meal out of going around the outside of Davenport, and Klaas just went, yeah, thank you, and drives by him.
Whee!
Yeah, closing in now on Adrian Simon, isn't he? Klaas van Snelheid, but, well, Klaas has to pit again. Simon.
The extra softs are also seeming a lot less like of an advantage in this late stage in the race.
The what,
They're
sorry?
The extra softs, they're not granting, from what I can see, as much time per lap.
I think it's more that Mathishaw are getting into their stride now. I think Klaas, you can see the time he's pulled on the rest of the field. I think it's just that the Mathishaw Porsches are so quick. I don't think they showed it at the start of the race. I think they were holding back a little. Now we're starting to see it.
I think Rob has decided to sit on his little Porsche stool to watch the race.
Yeah, I'm very much back on the Porsche Pratt perch at the moment, although my commentary is annoying after a little bit. But I'm just saying that I think that the drive around the outside there from Simon on the Lucas, it wasn't necessarily the cleverest of moves, but I think it was very necessary, because I think this would have just happened bottled up behind the Lucas. Whenever you're fighting with a back marker in tow, it's always a little bit more fraught.
I suppose that's true, yeah. I mean, we've seen what Schumacher and Hakkinen at Spartas. We've got Klaas on the outside now of Simon.
Klaas van Snelheid on the extra sauce, then round the outside of turn 1. I don't think he's going to pull this one off. I don't think he quite had enough overlap. Adrian Simon will get the traction on the exit of the corner, and indeed he does hold on to second place. Then Klaas just slots in behind him. I've just noticed from the rear shot, those cars almost look like they've got the same livery, with the white stripes in pretty much the same place.
Yeah, they're just different colours.
Yeah.
With the white stripes, it's almost like we're a Seven Nation army. Oh dear. It's a long season, folks.
And he's here all year.
No, I got it. It just wasn't. Okay.
Moving swiftly on.
Anyway,
yeah, I have just heard the call there from Monsieur Lapierre. He has firmly given Adrian the call that if Klaas is in a position to get past, we will let him go based on the strategy difference.
Is that a great move though? If we're assuming
Well,
Ruiz
yeah.
has to pit again, and we know Klaas has to make one more stop, if Klaas can reel in Ruiz, there's there's the potential there.
You've got to maximise the result for the team at this point. There's no point battling the car unnecessarily.
Absolutely. Klaas now going to the inside line then. I think this is going to be the move. They've got some back markers in front of them, but they're far enough clear. Klaas van Snelheid late on the brakes into turn 1 and goes through into second place past Adrian Simon. He now sets about then, chasing down race leader Enrique Ruiz. It's a 5.5 second gap. He's got 10 laps. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. With an undercut, if Ruiz does have to pit again, with an undercut, I don't know what an undercut is, but with an undercut,
undercat.
undercut.
Oh, did you actually see the show?
The undercat for the underdog.
It could be.
Tell you what, Adrian is really soaring at the wheel there. I don't think his front tyres are particularly happy at this stage of the race.
Just seems to be giving up the ghost a little bit there. More work on the steering input required to get the kind of grip that he's after.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see on onboard shots of other soft tyre runners whether that's just a symptom of having soft tyres on at the moment.
Quite possibly, yeah. Although I suppose because we've also got a lot of left-hand turns at this circuit, so it could just be that front left is just being overworked. Whether it's in terms of
there are 4 left turns out of 14 corners here.
I thought they were. Oh, I got that wrong.
Yeah.
You need to laugh at me.
It's mostly the front left that gets loaded around here for the right-handers.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of back markers in the way at the moment.
Right. I'm an idiot. There are, yeah. They're not really holding up the racing too much though, which is nice to see.
Well, I don't know, because Klaas is he was 4 seconds behind Ruiz, and then he dropped to about 5.5, but now he's back up to sort of 3. So I think they are getting involved somewhere along the line.
It's that classic thing though, isn't it? It's the leader comes through, disperses them all out the way, and then they expect everyone else to come through. It's one of those catch-22 situations leading at this stage of the race.
I think Ruiz has just about got enough gap behind him that, you know, the back markers let him through, and then they're okay, or at least they were when Klaas was 5 seconds back. He's now only 2. You know, the back markers, they were okay for a couple of laps because they didn't have anyone coming at them, so they settle back into their rhythm, and then suddenly they're surprised again.
Yeah, having been a back marker in many races myself, I can assure you once they start coming through, they're always in the back of your mind.
Okay, fair enough. There's a gap between the top 2 then, now down to just under 2 seconds. Klaas van Snelheid is reeling Ruiz and
as he's reeling Ruiz in there, Bradley is rewinding. And he's going to do that again.
Bradley's going to put his teeth back in.
Hey, boomer. Bradley the Boomer. Oh, bit of a sideways moment there for Klaus.
Jesus Christ.
Desperately trying to get past that Meteor that he's just asking too much of the car out there.
Is that the second time we've seen a soft-tired runner, an extra soft-tired runner do that around that long right hand there? I think it might be. I think the rear tyres are the limiting factor for the extra soft, and then the fronts are the limiting factor for the soft. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of balances out as we reach the end.
I would expect it to give the soft-tired runners a small advantage in defending on the straights.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Bradley just chimes in with his technical analysis.
I was going to say exactly the same thing.
Bradley doesn't do technical analysis, that's why Rob's here.
And I don't particularly do it, so that's fine.
I just pretend by saying certain buzzwords to make people think, wow!
And then I correct you.
Yeah, you do. Thanks for that. Like when I get the words left and right confused.
Enrique Ruiz
if you
continues to lead here then as we start lap 61. So there is just, what, 7 to go here in Japan? And
yeah.
But I don't think the order is anything close to what we're going to see them cross the line in.
I think if we have an onboard of Al Kangaroo out down the home straight, I'm not sure he'd be told in the wheel. I think he's just rubbing his hands together easily at this point.
Well, Simon, Adrian Simon. You know, Simon, as far as we're aware, is still on to make the end of the race without pitting again.
I think, we're expecting that to be the case. It's just too close to call.
I think Kanga's going to be top 2 here. Unless Ruiz can pull some kind of miracle out in making his tyres last.
The miracle of Mount Fuji, we will call it.
Yeah, it would be. We've seen it before. Was it Klaus here a couple of years ago who managed to make a stint last 3 or so laps longer than it should have been, and everyone was stunned.
It was like impossible, like how far he carried on for. It was insane.
But it's literally the only time we've seen it. As Klaus van Schnellheid now then, within a second of Enrique Ruiz. I think he's sensing this, isn't he? He's sensing the opportunity here to beat him. And he'll be hungry. Klaus will be very, very hungry for this, to put one over on the Brazilian who beat him to the title last year.
Klaus
should have fed him before the race.
Hungry hippo.
Well, no, see, we specifically didn't feed him. That's why, because we knew he'd be hungry, and we knew at the end of the race he'd be absolutely putting his foot down because he wanted his lunch.
Yeah, so he's called the Hungry Hippo now. Excellent. On his door, when he gets back, it just says Hungry Hippo.
To be fair, I am pretty sure that if he can finish ahead of Enrique Ruiz, the Downton team will have the Stroop bottles ready and waiting for him.
We absolutely will. We'll have champagne waiting for him, even if he only finishes, like, 7th. He beats Ruiz, he'll have the lot.
What was it? High standards you have, is it?
No, standards.
Standards.
Just standards.
But Bradley, if you have standards...
Here we go then. Klaus van Schnellheid, he's in the slipstream of Ruiz, goes to the inside line, and I think this is going to be fairly straightforward for the Dutchman. Klaus down the inside, Ruiz gives him the space. I don't think he's going to fight him tremendously. Ruiz, I wonder if he's looking after the tyres. I wonder if he's just thought that actually he can maybe eke this to the end, and he's decided to just let Klaus go. It's not worth the scrap.
He almost, if he backs out,
I'll be honest.
Definitely can.
I'll be honest. I'm more convinced that his tyres are actually just completely worn out at this point.
Well, there is that as well, as Will Hoskins scraps with Al Kangaroo and looks to demote the Estonian to 6th place, but doesn't.
Didn't hit a lap early, did he? Or did he?
No, I think Hoskins stayed out with Simon, didn't he?
Yeah, this is for position then. Because Hoskins will have to make another stop.
True, that's true.
Oh, that's a fantastic drive from Will.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
I make those from time to time.
We wait for them.
That's not nice!
Interestingly, Van Schnellheid has already dropped Ruiz by more than a second.
Yeah, he has, and Klaus will be into the pits at the end of the next lap. Where's that going to put us? So he's going to feed out in 7th place in some quite clear air.
Yeah.
That'll give him the time to open up a gap if indeed the soft-tired runners do need to pit again.
Yeah. That, and even with 3 laps, you might be able to pick off a couple of places just on pure pace. Because actually, yeah, you'll probably not be that far off Kanga with the pace differential.
I don't know. He's only got 3 laps, and he's going to come out a good 10 seconds behind Kanga. He's not going to manage that in 3 laps.
Ruiz is
right back with him.
He's been stuck behind Achima.
Yeah, there we go then. So Klaas van Snelheid.
Wow.
Ooh, it gets a little love tap there from Enrique Ruiz. Klaas has struggled to put the lap on. Who is that? That's Timo Kinnaman, isn't it? Look at that, Kinnaman finally doing Ruiz a favour.
Jesus.
He didn't manage it all year while he was his teammate, but he's managing it now.
Unbelievable.
Jamie will not be impressed.
I think all the down got a bit squirrely there, so I don't know whether he's got.
Ruiz is following him in.
Following into the pits.
Okay, so Enrique Ruiz then and Klaas van Snelheid from 1st and 2nd here in Japan.
That puts Simon in doubt as well.
It absolutely does. This could put Alar Kanga in the pound seats.
In the pound seat?
In the pound seats.
I know.
Ruiz has got him in the pit. Ruiz has got back past Klaas van Snelheid then.
Oh, wow.
In the pit stops, a great bit of work there from the Mathshore pit crew. Kanga does indeed go past the lot of them, but he's lost out to Hoskins.
Can you imagine Kanga winning this V-Prix?
I'll be honest, so I'm starting to wonder if we don't need to imagine it.
On the premise that we think that they don't put it on the penultimate lap, if Simon crosses the finish line one more time, does he go to the end?
Yes.
Right, so this is now the crucial half a lap, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely is. And for Will Hoskins as well. If Hoskins doesn't pit, he's just passed Kanga for the win.
For the win? I'm so excited that I nearly weed.
Interesting.
It is,
all that hard work that Klaas van Snelheid put in passing Ruiz has just come undone, hasn't it? He's now quite a distance behind him again.
Yes.
Simon's pits! Simon pits in the lead!
Oh no!
Unbelievable! Because Hoskins follow him in.
So with with 2 laps to go here in Japan, we're watching Will Hoskins. If Hoskins pits, it's Kanga's for the taking. It's Kanga's for the taking.
No way!
Alar Kanga, in his first race for Lopez, having been booted from the Mathshore Porsche main team, is leading here in Japan with 2 laps to go by some 9 seconds from Enrique Ruiz. He's just got to stroke it home.
Now, hang on, where Simon might come out in 2nd.
No, Ruiz is already through, so's Klaas.
3rd, 4th. Oh, right, okay.
Klaas is making no inroads in Ruiz whatsoever. No, Lopez haven't won a race.
No, they haven't. It's a podium. Yeah.
Hoskins pits as well. So Hoskins comes out behind Powers. So Powers is, as we expected, gone back up into 6th then.
But look at that gap. Ruiz is flying, but it's not going to be enough. There's no way he could do 8.5 seconds and an overtake in a lap and a half.
Absolutely not. And Klaas is coming at him as well now, as puts a lap on the Franklin of, that's Nick Addison. There's a second between Ruiz and Klaas. I think that's the battle we've got to watch. I think Kanga's away and gone.
I think he is, yeah, honestly. You could be right.
This is absolutely unbelievable.
There's me saying before the race, oh, we've only ever had 1 podium with medium-tired runners in the last 3 years. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, but as we said,
what's the point?
As we were discussing before the race, the temperatures here are far warmer this year than we've had in the last few years. The medium tyres were an absolute gamble, but it's worked. But it hasn't worked for Matson. Matson's 12th.
Do you know
what's the point? Porsche's first victory in Formula Virtual is going to come from the factory team at this rate.
Yeah, I'm sure the Porsche big wigs are still going to be fairly happy with that.
Oh, I think absolutely. I can see Dr. Heinrich Vollinger here, and he's very happy with this result. By the way,
to be fair, they're still 1st, 2nd, and 4th.
Yes, absolutely.
Klaas van Snelheid is close to Ruiz, but nowhere near close enough to get anything done this lap, I don't think.
might be a drag to the line.
I'm kind of biting my nails in my own personal battle as well. I won't lie to you, chaps.
Oh, Beckenbauer's 14th.
Yeah, I know.
And North Star aren't quite last and second to last. Halverson's, you know, stayed ahead of a few people.
They're doing okay.
But
Here we go.
Here we go then. Look at Al Kanga. He's lost 4 seconds in the last 2 laps, but it absolutely doesn't matter. Lopez gambled on the medium tyres. Kanga has pulled off a beautiful race, a fantastic qualifying, which isn't something we expect from an Estonian. He started 6th, and now Al Kanga has beaten the lot of them in the first race of 2020. Kanga wins. It's a first victory for Lopez. Absolutely phenomenal then from Al Kanga. Enrico Ruiz, the pole sitter, is going to finish second. It's the first ever win for Porsche. Klaas just misses out. If there'd have been one more lap, he'd have got him there. But it's Klaas then completing the podium. 3 different teams on the podium in the first race of the season. Adrian Simon 4th ahead of Felix Perez. Oh, we've got a collision. That's one of the Ingram Jaguars. And, oh, that's Hunter Ryan.
You truly hate to see that.
That's a real shame then on the last lap of the race. I'm not sure whether we'll get a replay of that one, but that's Hunter Ryan out. Powers finishes 6th then, ahead of Will Hoskins. Alvarez is going to pick up points for Phoenix in 8th place. Great race there then from the Argentine, as you'd expect. And it's going to be Zveranas and Matson, so his medium tyre, you know, strategy does pay off then, as you know, Matson does claim the final point. But Al Kanga takes Porsche's first win in Formula Virtual, and it's the customer team.
Mind-blowing race. No,
Absolutely, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. Al Kanga then.
There was anyone in the paddock who was expecting that.
Lopez.
Well, Franklin's actually registered behind Ryan.
Yeah, I think they were a lap down, weren't they? But Al Kanga wins here in Japan. It's championship leader. That's something. Lopez take their first victory in Formula Virtual. So, to the surprise of many then, it's Al Kanga and Lopez who take the first win of 2020, the first win for Porsche in Formula Virtual. Kanga's mediums held on against the charges of Ruiz and Van Snelheid with 3 different tyre compounds on the podium. It was a strong race to 8th for Alvarez and maiden scores for Zveranas in 9th and Jaguar, courtesy of Jean Matson's Ingram in 10th. Lars Van Snelheid took fastest lap while North Star's hard tyre gamble failed. A strong race for Hunter Ryan ended in a late collision, and Wagner was curtailed early on by another Porsche engine failure. The Drivers' Championship then is as the race finished. Kanga leads from Ruiz and Klaas Van Snelheid. Simon, Perez, Powers, Hoskins, Alvarez, Zveranas and Matson are your point scorers and therefore complete the top 10. Thierry Zylander, another finish, another 11th, is right there behind them. As towards the bottom we've got the 2 Franklins and obviously the North Star of Garcia, and then the non-scoring Lopez and the non-qualifying Schneider, Kovalenko, Takahashi and Rodolfo De La Fuente. In the Constructors' Championship then, well, that means Mathishaw Porsche lead, somewhat unsurprisingly, but it's only a 5-point advantage and it's over Lopez. Downton sit 3rd, 7 off the top. First are 4th ahead of Phoenix, Ocelot and Ingram, who are the only point scorers here today. But that's all from our race here in Oyama. So from me, Lily and Rob, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time for round 2 from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.